What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Rage Baiting with Spider-Man. Today we have 3 different games, and in one of them we actually made a DPS rage quit in just a minute. So if you do enjoy the video at any point, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for all the support lately. Also, a huge shout out to those of you guys who are becoming members of the channel. In return for the support, I will be posting these ahead of schedule and allowing you to watch them 24 hours before I publish them. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into it. So starting this game off, I was going for the squirrel girl. I ended up getting traded as soon as I got eliminated. So it was just like, he comes out of the spawn, I come out of the spawn. I was going to try to go and get to him before he meets up with his squad. And I was able to do that, got another elimination on him. You'll see here from his POV, he didn't expect that. Obviously, usually whenever it comes to the rage bait, my favorite part is when I get them in the spawn the first time, because they never expect someone to be holding them instead of playing the actual objective. So that's what we did. Now, although I was waiting for him, there was a couple of his team members that were passing by, so I just let them go. I didn't want to be stuck in a 1v3 situation, and I felt the fastest way to get him is to pull him off the map. So I went for... After that elimination, he wasn't happy. He went ahead and switched to Moon Knight, and it looks like he went ahead and actually did something, because as soon as I popped up, he threw that Ong down after tagging me and was able to quickly eliminate me. After he got back into the fight, he didn't last long. My squirrel girl sent him right back to the spawn, so that's where I waited. As soon as he popped up, I went for it, and as every Moon Knight does, he turns around, looks straight at the ground, throws the Ong, and then just starts spraying it. He thought it worked last time, it was gonna work again, and it just wasn't the case for him. He came out of the spawn. I made sure now that it's just a 1v1 situation, there's no one to save him. He took advantage of his home court situation, backed up into the spawn, got full heals, and then just stood in there, and it seems like he was waiting. After that, a cloak ended up popping up, so it looked like he was waiting for the cloak, but I had my ult. That's the best way to seclude him and get him away from his teammates. So after hitting him with that solo ult, he went right back to the spawn. But this is POV. He was trying to use the cloak as a bodyguard. And I'm not gonna lie, this is the first time I've seen a DPS use a healer as a bodyguard.
I saw one of these on a beach in Jersey once.
After that, it was clear they needed to make some changes, and what they decided to do is pull out a Namor and a Hulk. Now, he wasn't playing either of those, so it looks like it was his teammates just trying to faithfully, willingly make the swaps for him just to help him out a little bit. Or maybe he just calmed asking for help, but you'll notice there was a Hulk right there. He walked right past. I let him. I don't want beef with a Hulk. As soon as I spotted him, I went for him, so I was able to get the tag, eliminate him, and then yet again, pretty much repeat the process to where I send them back to the spawn and I try to go for him. But that was his POV, and one of his teammates typed GG's, and you'll notice that the teammate that ended up typing that was the cloak that he used as a body shield. Now, I waited in the spawn again. He came out. I was able to get a little pull combo on him.
Chaos. Better than Aunt May's chicken soup.
You would think after all that he would make the switch and try something different, right? Well, he doesn't. He just continues playing, and then even at one point he just pauses and basically gives up. His cloak now tries to help him out. The Luna comes out to help him out a little bit. Yet again, those healers are, trying to help him. I made the mistake of just continuously trying to fight in the situation. I used the health pack, and I just had to get away. Now, we were still securing the point. We were doing a pretty good job, because all the characters that were peeling for him at the same time, they're not playing on the point, so it made it so easy for my team to just continuously walk up through the point. Now, at this point, we're in end game. I'm just trying to kill anyone I can. I also spot the Moon Knight again, and I remember, I'm like, yo, he just killed me earlier. I gotta get revenge for that. So I waited for him outside and continued the assault.
Gotcha back. Feeling good. Spider.
Now we were in the final stretch of round 1. I'm going for Moon Knight, trying to target him. The Emma ended up ulting, destroying his Ong and eliminating him. And there's a couple others that were one-shot. For example, the Emma, the Namor. We ended up eliminating them, cleared out the point, and we were able to pretty much capture it. And that is how round number 1 ended. Had to hit him with a little emo just to show him in front of the spawn. But he ended up going 5 and 12 in the first half. So 12 eliminations in 1.5 is actually pretty devious, I'm not gonna lie. And Now his team is starting to complain in the all chat. Someone says Zorkane has just been crying from the jump. Get him. And your wish is my command, because as soon as I saw him, I realized it was the cloak from earlier that typed GG's as well. I was thinking this would be a better idea to target him, the person who would actually give a reaction, compared to the Moon Knight, who has just been taking a beating non-stop and not reacting, not swapping. He wasn't doing anything at all. So I felt that maybe go for someone else. And he ended up quickly swapping off from Cloak to Jeff. He felt like maybe Jeff would be easier to counter me in some sort of way, but I waited. I also saw that there was Psylocke coming towards me. I tried to pull her off but wasn't able to get back up, but that was completely worth it. I came right out of the spawn ready to rage bait some more, looking for that Jeff. So when it comes to Jeff, the pull combo is an instant one-shot as long as he doesn't get healed. So I let the Luna walk by, was able to get that pull, and it made it a lot easier to get very, very quick eliminations before he can dive and react. Then there was a couple of his teammates still on the point. Went ahead, eliminated them. I now had my ult, and I just wanted to use it on the Jeff. So I went around, waited. As soon as I had that opportunity to, I ulted. The Moon Knight turned around, threw a couple of ongs here and there, and it really wasn't doing much. And I tried to get away. Look how hard I tried to get away, and I couldn't. I don't know why. I couldn't fit through any of the holes. She grabbed me as soon as I was about to get that health back and kicked me to the wall and destroyed me. But I came back again, still looking for the Jeff.
Only 60 seconds left.
Now this guy isn't reacting either, and I remembered earlier he was getting mad, so I was like, wait, let me type him a message, see if I can get a reaction out of him. And I was like, damn, Jeff, your team is not helping you. They're not peeling, bro. You're the healer. What's going on? And just trying to see what he would do, and he literally replied, I told you, in all caps. So this guy was already pretty irritated and fed up. Now, by then, the game had already been over. He came out of the spawn. It was pretty much it. And that is how game number 1 came to a conclusion. He did have a couple of comments to say. He said he is completely avoiding his whole team. So yeah, he did blame the team for that. And then also the Moon Knight ended up going 9 and 15, even though we only rage baited him for 1/2. But jumping into game number 2, here's where it gets crazy, because we ended up making someone rage in 1 minute. Now, in this case, these are the bans, typical standard bans, not anything too crazy. So Wolverine, Black Panther, the standard stuff. Usually I do try to ban them more, but my team was really trying to go for Black Panther ban, but that's what it was. Now, starting off the game, it was like, you'll see here, it's like around 20 seconds. I count this as a minute rage from like literally the second that I kill this guy. So first off, I'm looking around, the point still hasn't opened up. I see a Hela, and I'm like, okay, this Hela, good opportunity to go for them. So I went for her. She ended up using her crow just to get away, but ended up running into a wall, was able to quickly get the elimination. You'll see it from her POV. As soon as she saw me, she tried to run away, but the crow went the wrong way, and he got eliminated. I went straight to the spawn. The enemy team did capture the point, and so now I'm getting the second elimination here. He tried to also crow away, but by then it was too late. Uses abilities, a black hole, all that. By 10%, this guy's already dead again. So that's 2 deaths very, very quickly yet again. I believe he dies at exactly 7%. Yeah. Now, going back again, I wait, and I'm trying to see if he's going to make a swap. I'm trying to even get closer to the spawn, and I found this spot where it looks like it was a really good spot. He also made the switch to Punisher in this case, and that was another opportunity to just go for him and get another quick elimination. Boom. Now they're only at 20%, and we ended up getting him. So this is POV. He's trying to run as quick as he can out of the spawn, and he just wasn't able to fight back using his utility. After that elimination, I'm waiting and waiting, and I'm like, okay, this guy's taking a second. He's not coming out. What's going on? Is he swapping? Is he calming for his team? Sometimes people will calm and wait in the spawn until someone comes out to help them. That's a pretty crazy way. And then I noticed he actually closed his app as soon as I pulled the scoreboard. You'll see it from his POV. After that elimination, they're only at 37%. He completely closed the app and just quit. Now, at that point, there's no reason for me to stay in the spawn anymore, so I was going to go and help my team out on point. And the fact is, the other team was doing pretty good. They got the point to 89% before we were able to capture for the first time. So, and then they're saying that the match might DC and end because of how quick this guy ended up leaving the game. But through all of that, they weren't able to recapture the point in a 5v6 situation. So we got it all the way to like 80, 90 something percent. They came back, used a bunch of ults to try and stop and mitigate the situation and try to get it back as much as they could. They were also hoping that this guy guy would maybe come back. In this case, I started going for the healers. Typical standard Spider-Man things, go straight for the healers. Ended up getting the rocket. Now we went for the Loki, hit him with the ult, and then now we just had to clear it. And it was overtime. You know, everyone is close, and we just have to secure this to claim victory, at least for round number 1. And that's what we were able to do after eliminating this Bucky here. But the thing is, the guy ended up leaving very quick. Like, it was, I'm pretty sure it was just a little over a minute after he left, because if it was under, then the game would have ended, but in this case it didn't.
We just went crazy with the props.
Now we are on round number 2. The other team did not FF. I believe they thought that maybe he DC'd or his internet went out. They had no idea that I was in the spawn doing that, and I didn't really type in the chat or say anything, so they probably thought that maybe it was just like an accidental issue or he was gonna make his way back into the game, so they didn't want to forfeit. They thought that there would be still some sort of a chance when he comes back that this could be winnable for them. But during that, I just kept going ham, went straight for the healers. Anytime I'd get my ult, try to get a couple of them. There's also this strange in the air. I had to go around or else I wouldn't be able to use the pull around the shield, and then I was able to eliminate him. And then he tried to portal, tried to stop him as well, and then fell back. And after all of that, we just continued on the game as usual. The Namor, he ended up popping up, was able to get a very quick elimination on him as well. Also, there's like arguments in the chat. I think my team is telling them to FF and they're refusing to FF. I don't know what that situation was, but this is the POV of the Namor, you know, pretty much trying to fight, sweating his heart off, but it wasn't enough. And then after that, we just continued on. So it was like a very one-sided match because obviously they're missing somebody and there's not much they could do in this situation. So I'm just playing the game as normal. There's literally, it's overkill to continue rage baiting at this point, and I just wanted to go for the win. And that's the whole point of trying to rage bait, trying to secure that W, right? And that is pretty much how game number 2 ended. Now, this is actually game number 3 on the same sort of map, and we started off in this one rage baiting someone different. We went for the Scarlet Witch. I felt that he would be a pretty good target, a good decent amount of health. The guy was sort of playing high in the air and he wasn't getting healed, so it made it even easier for me to be able to eliminate him because he was like out of sight from my healers. But after that elimination, I went straight to his spawn. He came out using both his invisibilities, and that's like the only defense that you have against Spider-Man when you're Scarlet Witch, so it was super easy for me to eliminate him. And this is what I mean about, I love rage baiting when it comes to the first time going in their spawn because they never expected it. And then he comes out again. This time he actually has help from Magneto. I was gonna eliminate him, got him super low HP, and he got bubbled. I thought I could still take him. That was a big mistake on my end. You'll see here he got to 30 HP, but it was just my mistake for trying to fight while he has teammates with him. So I ended up catching him lacking later on in the site. Yet again, he's doing that same strategy to where he flies super high in the air away from his teammates and away from help. And yet again, I was able to get a nice quick elimination because of that. And then he decided he was going to make the switch to Moon Knight because Scarlet Witch wasn't working. Moon Knight didn't work out either for him because I was able to eliminate him before he can even react, throw an onk, or do anything, and he was gone instantly. So now I waited for him again, but his whole team, they had Thing ended up switching. I think that maybe was originally the Magneto swap to the Thing. His teammates were all near him. There's nothing that I could do other than just go around and wait for an opportunity. I also have my ult. As I mentioned earlier, an ult is a really good way to seclude and get him alone by himself again. So I solo ulted him and was able to only get him, and then after that, it sent him back to the spawn while his teammates are fighting, trying to go for the point, and this gave me another opportunity to keep him in the spawn. He ended up switching back to Scarlet Witch. He felt like maybe that'd be better than Moon Knight, and I tried to keep him away from his team, which they were all fighting on the point. And after that, I ended up eliminating him. You'll see it from his POV. He wasn't really trying to react or fight me as much. He was trying to get to the point as fast as possible. But then he sort of was baited into fighting me. And then that ended up getting him eliminated. My team was able to capture the point. It was like 100% to 0. And he wasn't able to do anything. I wanted to try and see if I could get one more elimination before the round ended. But in this case, it was a little too late. And I went for it. But yeah, the round had ended. But that is round number 1. I didn't pull up the score after the first round. I completely forgot, but I did at the start of the second round. And you'll see here that he ended up going 2-7 in the first round. And then instantly he was eliminated. So I went directly to the spawn, waited for him. He now made the switch to Moon Knight. So he got off of the Scarlet Witch and that whole strategy that he was trying to do. Decided to jump back onto Moon Knight. Caught him as soon as he was coming out of the spawn. And then it's pretty much just waiting for him again. And now he went on over to Scarlet Witch, decided to get off Scarlet Witch and go to Mr. Fantastic. Usually the rage bait ends here. As soon as someone switches to Mr. Fantastic or a tank or anything like that, I usually just stop going for them. But this guy, I felt that I could take him, especially with the health packs nearby. And it was a 1v1 situation. His team is on point. I felt confident enough, so I went for it. It took a second, but I was able to eliminate him. So you see here, I ended up grabbing the health pack just to make sure that he doesn't get it. Got full health. He was down to like 90 and then used his invincibility, so it gave me time to get my cooldowns back in order to eliminate him. Now, he went ahead, switched to Scarlet Witch because he was like, Fantastic is not working. Let me go back to Scarlet Witch. Maybe she'll work for some reason. And it did get close. I ended up getting a health pack, but it wasn't enough because he was just trying to fight me without going back to his spawn and getting his health back. And so he ended up getting eliminated. Now, after that, I still tried to wait for him and get another one, but here's where I made that same mistake that I made last time, where I tried to fight him while his team was there. And I don't know why I didn't fall back. Usually I do, and I ended up getting eliminated from that. So I came swinging right out of the spawn, still looking for him. Now I have my ult, so I was going to try to pretty much just use it on him, send him back to the spawn as quick as possible. Now, I was just whiffing all these tags. I was getting hit by him, but I still felt that I can get him. He ended up also going invisible, avoiding my ult, but I still got him, even though I ended up getting eliminated like 2 seconds later after that. But then he ended up making it right, or this is his POV first off, so you'll see like he was trying to fight me. He still does that strategy to where he goes straight in the air, but then after that I ended up trying to catch him coming out of his spawn, but he slowly made his way back towards the spawn. He ended up getting healed. He also tried to pull his ult out. I didn't have a pull, so I couldn't do anything about that and just had to wait it out.
Round and pound.
Thankfully, my team was there to help me out. Captain America pushed with me, and we ended up getting him. So I went straight to the spawn to wait for him and see if I can get an elimination. And you'll see that he is still on Scarlet Witch. Someone took his Moon Knight, so he wasn't even going to be able to swap to that. Again, in that situation to where his teammates are with him, so I have to fall back. This time, I didn't die. Waited until I got my cooldowns back. My health was full. Came back to him again, but by then, I caught our Emma choke slamming this guy and sending him back to the spawn for me.
Us against the world.
And then I eliminated him, made sure that my team was all secure in terms of getting the point so we could still win the game, and then I just waited for him. Now, he finally decided to switch to the tank last second of the game to hit a save portal, but I was able to cancel that, hit him with an emote just for the one time, and that is pretty much how game number 3 came to a conclusion. So you'll see here from my POV, just me messing around all that with him. And this is one of those games where you have to apologize because man, I killed him so many times this game, and I was just focusing him so hard. I had to apologize to him, and his teammates weren't that happy with his performance either, talking about he went 4-14, and those are pretty crazy stats, but he ended up going 4-14. That is it for the video. Thank you for tuning in, and hopefully I'll be seeing you guys again. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button.